Thanks to everyone who have subscribed. If you have not, please do. And thanks for coming out here. I really appreciate you. See what people are saying after Oshiomhole returned to Edo State. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, however time we're reaching you today. We want to say we appreciate you for always being there. Well, it's no longer a news that Adams Oshiomhole returned to Edo State yesterday. And since his return, there's been war of words. He's been throwing words at Obaseki, accusing, and everything. He even went ahead. See, guys, Oshiomhole is a true born politician. Yes, he started his career in the garment industry where he met late Abakiari. They go way back, and he was the labor leader. So he has been a true politician, for a very long time, even before now. He was the labor leader when Nigeria became a democratic setting, and when Obasanjo and Atiku were the president and vice president, and has always spoke for the rights of the people, And according to him, that was when himself and Abba Kyari were already talking about Buhari coming on board as the president of Nigeria. So they go way back. Yes. And so when he returned yesterday, and remember he was dropped as the national chairman of APC. And guys, guess what? He came back yesterday, and he was received by his supporters, Ize Yamu supporters. And he came back yesterday, and the issue has been on, and people have been talking. Edo State has not been the same since he came back, and now he's ready to come and campaign after, sulking through his, dethronement as the national chairman of APC. Anyway, guys, Adams Oshiomhole is free now for campaign because I think he's gone through, we're human. That initial process where you say, oh, I'm no longer the national chairman, and you just think about it left, right, and center. Now he's back for campaign for Ize Iyamu. And people have been talking. Let's get into the news and get all the details and hear from our correspondents, this morning while we are talking to people in Edo State. Let's get on to the news. See what people are saying after Adams Oshiomhole returned to Edo State to APC. Comrade Adams Oshiomhole, the immediate past national chairman of the All Progressive Congress, on Saturday has stated that on his return, he's ready to return Edo State back to APC. He returned last night to the people of Edo State and was received by some of his supporters. Oshiomhole stated this on Saturday night while addressing his Kingsmen supporters at his Iyagbo country home in a Esako West local government area of Edo State, adding that his mission was to bring Edo State back to the path of sustainability development. I don't know how he's going to do that because he's not the governor. So that's godfatherism. Well, let's continue. He also noted that his return is to enhance APC fight People Democratic Party in the state adequately and make sure that they are defeated. I am back and I'm ready for Edo State, my hometown, my home, he said. On his return, he went ahead and told the crowd that he was sorry for ever introducing Ize Iyamu to them, for ever introducing Obaseki to them, that he should have introduced Ize Iyamu to them at the time, but Ize Iyamu was on the opposite side. But now that he's back on our side, on our folds, we are ready to put him to the rightful place where he belongs. I will show to you Edo State that we made a mistake and we are ready to bring back our son, Ize Iyamu. Like we earlier said, Adams Oshiomhole is a true politician. This is the same person in 2016 who went around Edo State and declared, became a musician, not only a politician, but also a musician, saying to the people of Edo State, you have the best candidate. His words, not mine. He said, well, people, you don't know this man called Obaseki. Obaseki is a man who stays in the office, not seeking publication, not seeking publicity. He's a man with a golden heart. Obaseki's words, Is a man with a golden heart. He said this man has enhanced his administration in no small way. This man is the one who stays in the office while others are doing other things. He said he has been watching everybody working with him in his administration. Don't forget that Oshomole knows exactly what he was saying then. He worked with Obaseki worked with him for 8 years all through his tenure as governor of Edo State. He was the governor of Edo State for two tenure, 8 years. And so he knows him quite well, and he spoke eminently of him to the people of Edo State, saying to the people of Edo State, you have a true son in the person of Obaseki. He said he stays in the office like others seeking recognition. He has been watching quietly from where he is, and he has noted that this man does not seek popularity, recognition from anybody, but does his work faithfully just behind closed doors, working and making sure that things are done decently and in order. He looked at everyone around him and he felt, Adams Oshiomhole'S words, not mine, that Obaseki can be the only person to succeed him. And he went ahead, even composed a song for Baseki. That's how, when you love your child, when a mother has a child, they begin to sing for the baby, they begin to, pamper the baby. That was how much. But guess what? As is allegedly said, when Obaseki came on board, Obaseki looked at the whole square and looked at the intention for him to be controlled, not just being controlled on how Edo State Treasury should be done, and the intention to begin to share national cake. Obaseki felt if we do this, people of Edo State will suffer, teachers will suffer, people will suffer. Why should I do this? I can't do that. And he began to kick against some of the ideas that Adams Oshiomhole was bringing up. And guess what? This sparked Adams Oshiomhole, and his pride and ego was seriously hurt. And he said, you know what? If you are not going to obey me, that's the end of your political career. That's the true statement. That's the true words. If you're not going to obey me, that's the end of it. That's the end of your political career. And those are the words he said to, Obaseki. He said that's the end, And from then, a war was sworn. The line was drawn, saying, you know what? I can no longer support this boy that will not listen to me. Bottom line, what is it? Did you hear his statement? Not mine, his statement. He said, I am going to return Edo State back to the path of development. For goodness sake, your tenure has ended. How are you going to facilitate that? You can only stand on the sideline and support and, encourage and give advice. That's all. You are not the one to facilitate this development. Is Oshiomhole, listen to me with an open mind. Is Oshiomhole contesting for, is he contesting again for governorship? Is it for himself or for Ize Iyamu? Because if he's contesting for Ize Iyamu has mouth, should speak to the people of Edo State, what his intentions are, and how he's going to facilitate growth and development. And Adams Oshiomhole should not be his mouthpiece. If you look at things squarely, if you look at things properly, that's not the way to go. If you think that you are coming to rule Edo State, is what we've been talking about, godfatherism. So if you're saying you are coming back to facilitate development, how do you mean development? How do you mean development? How do you mean development? You are no longer for instance, you are not the only governor who has ruled Edo State. Lucky Benedion has ruled Edo State. Can you imagine Lucky Benedion saying that I'm coming back, for instance, to return PDP back to Edo State and to make sure that I facilitate development? But we wonder, are you the one? Please listen to me with an open mind and be very honest. Are you the one facilitating this development? It's not in your place to facilitate this development. When children grow up, it comes once upon a time, parents must allow their children to grow up, and they must allow their children to be able to make decisions. You cannot make decision for your children forever. A time will come, you take a decision for them, and guess what? People will say, what's going on? People will say, what's going on? People will wonder what is really happening. You can't do that forever. You can only do that for a certain time. And when the time comes that your child is grown up, you must trust them to be able to say, you know what, my child, the decision is yours, make your decision. And that is how we reflect true growth and true development. And that is how we reflect true development and know that your child has come of age. You can't stay there and all the time, wanting to, always, by the time you are always, you are always preempting or always, pushing forward for what happens to your children. People will call you, even your children's wife will start, everybody will begin to run away from you. Well, that's the true state of things. What do you think? Have a lovely day. Bye for now.